Okay, I think we're gonna do a real quick one today, um, because it was a terrible movie and mainly all that much about it. I watched it a few weeks ago, I think. A movie called Big Flap, and as far as I can tell, I'm the only person I know that has ever seen it. Um, okay, basically, obviously, it's a movie no one's heard of because it's one of, I don't know if I'd say underground, but y- yeah, it's whatever. Obviously, not a big production movie. Um, Starting out with it, I don't think I much as I could have because I'm not a 14-year-old, and I think that's who the movie is directed at. Definitely male, probably between the ages of 14 and like 80. So, not me. But, okay, I cannot remember the girls' names. However, there's three of them. I'd compare them to the Powerpuff. I'll give my explanation why for that, so that's how I'm going to refer to them as. There's the redhead, who I'm going to call, because she was leader of the group, kind of like, she was smart, she did have a plan. There was, I don't think the girl was blonde, though, I can't remember, but she was a very dumb girl. However, she's more of the slut of the group, I guess. But even though Bubble isn't. Um, and Buttercup, the very feisty, love to fight girl of the group. So, I think they compared very well to the Powerpuff Girls. Their enemy, I guess, was men in general. Basically, this starts off, they're in a desert. Basically, the thing takes place in a desert. By basically, I mean it does. They have flashbacks to where they're in the desert, but finding out why they get to the desert or whatever. So, they go there because of, I cannot remember his name, I'm going to call him Jack Rabbit. Rabbit had treasure there or something. You don't really know what they're after, but some treasure. And he brought them there, they took him out of the trunk. They got there, so they're like, oh, there's a man in the trunk. Uh, Jack Rabbit works for, like this big drug dealer, bad guy type. I cannot remember his name either. So it's Black Shadow. Because I think it's something along the line of that kind of type of thing. So anyway, Jack's not telling them really what they want to know, but it's getting all upset, eventually killed. And then it comes because of being in the middle of the day. Why went there, sir? He comes and they out of its hard trouble, but Copper can't fix it because there's no trouble. And is very creepy with very creepy like he leaves because why not just leave stranded in the desert? So yeah, he leaves. They decide to bury the body, and they can't find the treasure. Jack Rabbit didn't tell them where it was at. So Bubbles like freaks out and goes inside the house, and Blossom goes in after her, and turns out they're lovers, I guess. Uh, Buttercup doesn't know this. Buttercup is in love with Blossom though, so she's pretty. It does not take much to get this girl wound up, or paranoid, or insane. Insane, a very calm term I'm using. She is batshit crazy. So, uh, basically, it turns out that Blossom and Buttercup were in the same prison cell together, and Blossom, I guess, has all these connections, so she was able to get out of prison. Buttercup out of prison. Buttercup fell in love with her. Um, and then somehow you find out that Buttercup wants diamonds that she had when she was a nun. but Jackrabbit stole from her. And then that's how she ended up in prison. So we know what Buttercup is after. However, it also turns out that some of Buttercup's informants, who I'm going to call Van and Asian chick from Kill Bill, want all this treasure or whatever that no one knows really what they're after. So they come to the desert and beat them up and tie them up and ride them. Asian girl has a thing for playing horse with Bubbles. So while they're doing that, Van makes the other two go dig up some treasure in just a random spot that they chose in the desert. Fortunately for them, it was the correct random spot. So, oh, by the way, I did not tell you about a very pivotal scene where they all splash water on each other. So, once again, not a 14-year-old boy, did not care for it so much. But, anyway, they find the, not treasure, it's like a bomb shelter is what they find. And, so they do that. Oh, yeah. I think at this time, during some, okay, it was around this time, the cop comes back, you know, they eventually kill Van and Asian girl, and they decide to tie the cop up in the trailer. Okay, it's whatever. Blossom has also decided to tie Buttercup up, because I guess she's really insane and wants to kill Bubbles. So the only free people are Bubbles and Blossom. I'm really not remembering the story well at all because it is terrible and did not really have a storyline. By the way, there were so many twists. I did not guess the ending because there's so many plot holes that I was able to have all these twists just to keep focus. Blossom and Bubbles go down into this bomb shelter, find diamonds, I guess, destroy the world device that Blossom was after, and a pretty sword Bubbles liked once. So they bring all the Buttercup has escaped. She's freed herself. She goes, she beats up Blossom, steals the diamond, and takes off. Then Blossom decides to blow up the car that she's in. So that happened. And something else went on. I can't remember what it all was. Blossom is an agent with someone on this device or whatever that Jackrabbit stole. And so there's an explosion somewhere. Buttercup didn't die. She comes back to kill Blossom. Doesn't kill Blossom. The cop who's in the trailer escapes, kills Buttercup. So Buttercup is officially dead now because she has bullets everywhere or whatever. The cop turns out to be in love with Bubbles or whatever. Bubbles turns out to be, I don't know if you remember him, Black Shadow or whatever I decided to call him, Nick, and wanted to just have some fun and get her back. So she set this entire thing up for just a day of laughs. She kills Copper. She goes and just kind of jokes around with Blossom, who's actually quite devastated at this point. Because the girl, the stripper she fell in love with wasn't who she thought she was. So, all that, like, Bubbles drives away in the car, very badass-like, I guess. Pretty sure Blossom's still alive. But yeah, that was it. Probably could have been summed up faster. But, oh well. I don't recommend it at all. Unless you love terrible acting, green screen usage, and, I guess just watching girls do just kind of being. So, yeah, I'll see you next time.